Welcome back. This is still Breakfast Daily right here on Citi TV. The show is interactive. Use the WhatsApp line 0550-585-832. Of course, use the country code +233 if you're texting us from outside of Ghana. Use the hashtag Breakfast Daily across all social media platforms as well to stay in touch with us. Now, David, in the last few days, we have been talking about transport fares, right? Fuel prices went up. They have been going up, but I'm talking about the more recent increment. You know, that we've spoken a lot about road issues as well. Commercial transport operators have spoken to us about how the negative nature of the roads is affecting their maintenance culture, their maintenance costs, more importantly, and then also fuel prices and how that's affecting everything. So transportation, you know, we were sitting here and the GPRT spoke as, oh, it may go up, it may not go up, it may go up. We're projecting maybe 14%. We had some figures being bandied around, and now the fares came out. And it's a 19% increment in the fares. So that's for trotros, taxis, you know, long distance vehicles, so your buses, across the board. How are we going to survive this?
The question I even have is people like the VIP Gion, for example, that already came out with a rate. Will, if there are places that it's beyond the 19%, will they pull the rate back?
I'm thinking so, because we went through that new price list a few days ago. That's a good question.
You know, will they pull it back? I don't know. I wonder.
Well, October is ending, and so from Saturday, so
or would they up it in cases where it's?
But why not? If the oracles come to tell you 19% is doable, and you have, won't you do it?
15,
won't you do it?
Well,
unless of course you have an extremely benevolent heart and you have the economies of scale to absorb it, you will increase.
Well, we have a report for you about, you know, the price hikes and how people are feeling about it, all of that. Let's take a look at this. We'll come back and then we'll get into some conversations.
The Ghana cedi has been depreciating quite steadily against major trading currencies, especially the dollar. And because of this, fuel prices have also been increasing on the market. Petrol is now selling for about 13 cedis and diesel 15 cedis. The transport companies have been contemplating for the past few weeks to increase transport fares by about 40%. On Tuesday, October 25, the Ghana Private Road Transport Union had a meeting with the president. And today we are being told that they have agreed about 19% increase in transport fares. Today we are out on the streets at the major bus terminals to speak to the major players in the value chain, drivers, commuters, traders, to find out their views about this recent increase. We're still here at the Kaneshi Lorry Station and markets. We're just trying to solicit some views from drivers, from market women, from commuters on the impending increase in transport fares. We're told that the GPRTU has agreed to increase transport fares by 19%. I'm here, I'll speak to the station master of this taxi station. And now, Kabibi say, Modi anyen tumu na mope. Fuel na mope se omote so. Me pato cheche mu.
Yampa. Esan se ni won se obi a ho kire no obi a wo Ghana ha bia ho kire no se ade no wo ya na aboden a ne boy e mere kura mbo no e den se nipa no ofoka na fe wo besa atum me fe se petrol no ba fam na se yegina ba bia yegina na e be bo asen se wo benya sika bebre na wo wie nso a wo besa de akoto petrol the same thing. Intimate and can to Monday and Shadow hear me. Oh, to me, by Babuay, because I know petrol bono, you break too much. Maybe I short of petrol. That the cannon Sanya short when I'm a petrol board in tea. On the sounds you and children of fame, Jamaya Brepa tea, a banshana on wire Saquano. Fu and a buffuma Babuay, because most fu and a Kelly's can more. And to remove buff from more anybody.
Yeah, cry. Consider fuel no esu to mumba heart no. And so a high. Oh, obey Juma no I Juma 2 million. No asan you move 1.8 and 1.5. No da koto fuel. 6 and buy. We chop money so soon buy. umbanu rent dan sunyambae nti ye say nya ebetum otisun susuma en susunso ebe boa ya cause say nya memo ayedin.
This is still the Kaneshi transport yard. We'll try and find out from the passengers themselves who have to bear the brunt of this new increase in transport fares. This woman here would like to speak to us.
Me am sure MY nkura sɛ na nneɛma kɔ deɛ fiti ha kɔ tomato si na ɔma bɛtum sɛ 19% a ɛbɛtua 14 cedi 30% deɛ ɛbɛyɛ adwene nti mamfa sɛ bia 15 cedis me in and out kora almost 30 Ghana ɛde mɛ disɛn.
Say no, it's too much. Oh, have a beer, first patron do now. Or man to mamma, so your first say, almost to me, yes, so they say. No more to so I affect here, so they say. Because say, Kumasana may ban 65, says almost 100 Ghana. Because I high, near a too much. The banner be being found. Because, and now, your first or Matu Fedemu. Next week, on Basato Patron, Panamacachero.
We'll continue to engage traders here at the Kaneshi market and try to find out from them what this imminent increase in transport fares.
All right, so that's just a part of the report that we brought you. You can go over to our website, citynewsroom.com, to get more details there. Our YouTube page, CityTube, you can go over there. It's packaged nicely, of course. Our Facebook page as well. You can find that report there as well. Now, fuel affects everything. Fuel affects everything. It's as simple as that. Now, transportation prices also impact on transportation of goods and services. So we have a situation right now that we're dealing with. And this morning, we're already hearing that fuel prices at some stations have actually gone up to 17 cedis for super and 19 cedis for diesel at some places. I'm just letting it out. Abby, I don't know where we're going with this, man.
Look, so now I use the bars on my gauge. So my fuel gauge has, the bars.
Yeah.
I use the bars to measure the money.
Yeah.
Because it's like 100 cedis per bar. That's what it is.
Actually, you're right.
Yes, like 100 cedis per bar.
Yeah.
So, and I have a 1.6 liter engine.
Yeah.
So 100 cedis per bar. So when you're filling and you know the number of bars, it gives me a sense of how much I need to fill. But when I did try to fill recently, I was doing 800 cedis. So imagine if you have a V8 or anything of that sort.
So, I mean,
or if you have a tanker or a truck.
Yeah.
And like the trucks that transport our foodstuffs,
yeah.
all the little things that we need that we buy at the market, they are using diesel.
They're using diesel.
So can you imagine?
Hey, to fill your tank, I mean, you're talking to the thousands and thousands of cedis.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought fuel 2 days ago, and I was, parked behind the SUV, and then the attendant said, "Oh, he's filling his tank. So, you can put." I said, "Listen, I'm not in a hurry. If he's filling, he should relax and fill. When he finishes, me too, I'll come and do my thing." So, gentleman finished filling, moves on. I park in the spot. I look over at the thing, and I'm like, 600. Okay, 600. It's not full.
It's not full.
It's not full.
It's not full. It's not full. Definitely not.
It's not yet full.
No.
It's like, you know what, 600 is enough.
And that's where we've got to. But at the beginning of the year, if I did like 150 or 200, that would have been slightly more than 3/4 of it. So almost getting to the full mark.
Yeah. No, I mean, I bought 200, and the 200 didn't even get to half tank. I remember at the beginning of the year, 200 cedis would have literally filled my tank.
And here we are.
Yeah. So it's a real situation
it's a
that we
situation.
find ourselves,
It's a dire situation.
COPEC has been speaking, and we're just looking at, I am just, I don't know if, maybe prayers will still work at this point. I'm not sure, but
because the parents too are suffering.
COPEC has been actually estimating
Like every
that
other week,
by-
the feeding fee
Yeah.
goes up.
Yeah, no, because it will.
Yes.
It will. How else do you compensate for
And if
what's
you have
happening
young
around you?
kids, and when they're on midterms or they're home on weekends, children, there's nothing like, manage your hunger.
Yeah.
If they're hungry, they want to eat.
Yeah.
And they'll eat. It'll plow through everything.
Yeah. But you know what? We are a blessed people, though.
Oh, we are.
Because, look at the situation we find ourselves. COPEC is even suggesting that we could easily go over the 20 Ghana cedi mark by December.
No, it's possible because look at where we are now.
Where we are now, I mean, it's a very serious situation.
It's very possible.
Yeah. And I don't know how you're managing, but what you think and feel about this. But do send us a message. Let us know what you're thinking and feeling about the situation. The fuel is going up. Transportation cost is going up. How much fuel do you buy? Have you had to reduce your driving around just to save on some fuel? So,
Are you doing Zoom and WhatsApp parties?
Yeah, exactly. So that you don't have to
But-
travel across the country and across the city and all of that. For me, I think that I'm just fortunate that work consumes the majority of my time, and I really don't care for too much, hanging out and all those things. So I really don't go to many places, so I limit my movements. But sometimes you find that even your work takes you to a lot of places, alone, as it is. So then that becomes another challenge that you have to do.
There was a report that was done on CNR, our major news bulletin. I believe it was Friday or Saturday, but sometime over the past weekend.
Yeah.
And the news team, the Citi news team, hits the streets. So through Oxford streets.
Yeah.
Went to popular places where you typically expect people to be there, reveling, having fun, letting their hair down, or shining their bald heads.
Yeah.
And a lot of the places are virtually empty. There's a guy who they spoke to, and they asked him how much he would typically budget for his nights out. Because he said, look, for him, his nights out on a Friday or Saturday, it's the thing, because that's what he uses to distress, get himself into the right frame of mind for work in the coming week and whatnot. So he said, how much would you typically spend or budget towards a night out? He's like, you could do like 1,500 cedis, whatever. What are you doing now? He said, now it's 200 cedis, so and even that, it's not much. But I just have to, because I need the night out.
Yeah.
I need to de-stress. And I see that that's what it is for a lot of people in recent times. One of my friends tweeted, on Saturday or so, he was at one of the popular, bars or clubs in Accra, and he tweets, and the place is like 3/4 empty. And this place is patronized a lot by young people. When I say young, I'm talking people in their 20s. So they don't necessarily have the kind of purchasing power that you'd expect someone in their 30s or 40s or 50s to have. So it means their parents are not giving them chop money, or the alawa, the national service alawa. It's not allowing, it's not allowing them.
Yeah.
So 3/4 empty,
Yeah.
So some people are joking that, this would be a good time, you won't go and see your little brother or sister, a good time to go and sit there, but that's the situation.
CitiNewsroom.com has this story here. It says, industry watchers warn of worsening fuel price regime. And it's you can go over there to read the whole thing. Let me read parts of it. The Institute of Energy Security has warned of tougher times ahead as prices of petroleum products increase again. Last Sunday, the fuel prices saw an increase as petrol sold at 13.1 Ghana cedis per litre, while diesel went for 15.99 Ghana cedis. But currently, some oil marketing companies are selling petrol at 17 Ghana cedis, while diesel is selling at 19. Industry players continue to attribute the situation to the depreciation of the cedi against the dollar. All right, in an interview with Citi News, the executive director for the institute, Nana Amwesi the 7th, said until the city gains its momentum, the effect will continue to worsen. And I quote, fuel prices on the international market are still going up, and our city's strength against the importing currency, the dollar, keeps weakening. Between the last pricing window and now, we have seen a difference in pricing of at about 10%. And the story goes on. You can go to citinewsroom.com to read more on that. Well, I think that one of the things we talked about this morning in the news review segment was that we are actually seeing some confidence bolstering happening in the area of the currency.
Yeah.
You know, and
Definitely.
since Monday, it sort of reeled in a bit
Yeah.
from about 15, where it
Yeah.
got to now about 13-ish. You know,
This
And-
morning I'm seeing 13.
yeah, and it
Yeah.
seems that there will be a further strengthening because yesterday I actually heard of a black market situation where people in the black market were actually selling it for less than the banks. You know, and so
And the
there's-
black market is
a
often
very-
a great place to
to
test
predict
the waters.
where things are going.
Because the black market doesn't joke with their money.
Yeah, you know. So anyway, I mean, I like the whole pulling everybody together, forex traders, banks, and you know, money managers, and
That's
all
the
of
way
that
to do it.
to come together and take a strong decision and decide what are we doing, how are we moving forward, because we need to. I think it's late in the day. We should have done this 3-4 months ago, not now. But better late than never. We hope that it's going to produce, you know, some good results and hopefully turn everything around.
That's what it is.
Yeah. All right. We'll take a quick break. Breakfast Daily has interesting conversations and more music coming up. You don't want to miss any of it.